So I'd now like to introduce our first poster presentation by Dr. Leena Patel. Dr. Leena Patel is a founder and CEO of Global Entrepreneurial System, GES, One Soul Army, certified by CERN and NASA. She is from Ahmedabad? Yeah. Gujarat, India. Leena Patel's hard work and dedication had resulted in being awarded 19 international awards and several titles. In addition, Leena Patel is a brand ambassador at 4 international and national associations, and she is a world record holder for being an educator and entrepreneur. Leena Patel is talking about AI-based sustainable electricity generation, AI-SEG, which is written by Dr. Leena Patel and Dr. Avani Dave. Thank you.
So, good afternoon, everyone, and pleasing noon after the heavy tummy, something inside. But there is everything when we think start from nothing. So, according to me, I just would like to express my humble gratitude towards the respected dignitaries over here, all the faculties members, all the shining stars, beautiful souls, admirers, beautiful innovators, and ultimately positive thinkers. I welcome you one and all present over here. And as being from the domain area of my AI-based sustainable electricity generation, I would just start with Sanskrit Ved mantra that Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vidya Rupena Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. Vidya means education, learning. Learning never ends. It's a beautiful eternal journey which only begins. So we believe in starting, in beginning, and as an engineer, I do believe that we engineers always constantly are trying to find the solutions of the problems. So basically we look for the problem solving domain there, and we can see on the screen as well as over here. I hope that you would accompany with my words and the conceptual things which are on the research based scaling scales systems there. So let me start now with my little bit introduction that I have been a human being from India, and I'm a beautiful child of my mom, dad, and blessed by my parents that whatever I'm doing, believing that life does not depend on what we think. Life always depends on how we think. Life always depends on how we think. Life does not depend on what we do. Life always depends on how we do. And this question leads towards the life's journey from how to wow. Wow means words of wisdom, W-O-W. And that's about the wisdom when we think for the research solutions based on some research skills and developments. So let's look into artificial intelligence based sustainable electricity generation. Here we are, me and my friend Dr. Avani Dave from USA. She is senior architecture from Intel, and we are trying level best to always to find certain solutions because I am a computer engineer. I am a B computer. I am M.Tech in computer science engineering, honorary doctor in philosophy of education. And I have been delivering more than 180 invitations, acceptance for the students as an educator, edupreneur, and entrepreneur. So I'm glad today to deliver whatever I'm doing, and obviously ahead, what shall we do? So first of all, let's go look. After COVID, we are all thinking about the space and pace. That we are attacked by a small virus, but it impacts on a biggest scale level. So nowadays there is a great challenge that are we sustaining, and as a human it's a constant burning question to all of us that are we living all the living standards habitually good or not. So my research presentation is somehow compatible with the habitual services of the human as well, habitual capabilities of the humans as well, because habit is a science. And science is the motherland of in fact, every technologies across the world. So every single technology, if I talk about the IoT, if I talk about the internet is a technology from the web science. So the same way, we are looking here that today energy consumptions become more higher and higher. And because of that, there is a shortage of electricity somewhere in the corner of your country as well as across the whole globe. Some of the countries are literally facing, after the pandemic situations, that everything is disturbed. No more bandwidths are there, no more networking systems are properly there, towers are not working. So these are all the problematic scenarios we are thinking of. But somehow, from my central idea of this poster presentation there, we are growing the smart grid. It's a new version of electric grid. I know that all are sitting over here, not individually engineers. I'll try level best to just put up the spark regarding my innovative work ahead. So we are thinking that smart grid. See, everybody is known and familiar with the utilization of digital devices, electronic devices. Other than that, we are used to speak that the human nowadays are handicapped without internet. So, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. We are intending to cover this main domain research area to strive out the smart grid. This is controlling with control engineering, electrical engineering, artificial intelligence, and communications technologies. So using these 4 main domain areas, smart grid work for a rising sustainability, reliability, intelligence, market enabling, efficiency, and flexibilities. So ultimately, these are our goals as we use either electric grid or the smart grid. Electric grid means usage of all the electronics devices and electrical devices there. So still, if we are talking about, the bandwidth and the powers, that we use the solar energy, solar power, we use wind power, efficiency of the, we can say the turbine, and using turbine, increasing RPM, rounds per minute, we generate the watts, power measured in watts. So increasing watts give the nation the maximum reach towards your electricity. But at the same point, we have the question that how do we generate? What to do when there is a struggle with the inputs? And efficiency means what? If I give you the equation that efficiency means, if go for the mathematical equation, efficiency is equal to output divided by input. So it depends only on our inputs. How do we give the inputs towards any of the system on the world? So if we talk about this, that represent this amalgamation for technologies can significantly contribute in modern power sector at different stages of first energy industry. If we talk about, that is electricity production. Second, power delivery. How do we deliver the power? And third is electric distribution networks. Then third strategy comes that how to distribute. And last is energy storage. We can harvest the energy using the tanks. If we go for the water, if we go for harvesting energy from the wind, that we have to create more and more large scale systems. But here our research work depicts to particularly these sections that we are working with small scale decentralized energy systems yet, because this smart grid is challenging to be established because it is complex as well as costly. The reason is that we need more and more devices to be in for using this smart grid. So there are certain issues. Knowing that, we are trying level best to establish this on a small scale decentralized energy systems, where we find these 3 basic key points. I just would like to share with you guys. First is accurately forecasting renewable energy generation. Renewable energy generation is a point where we want to generate from the renewable sources. I mean, previously we were using the variable renewable energies, VRs, into power systems, but yet still using smart grid. How can we still deploy and improve these key points using this? First is accurately forecasting. We are on accurate level somehow to forecast that renewable energy generation will be there. It helps in safe grid operation and two-way communication. So it will give us the safe grid operation as well as minimize operational cost of energy sources. So it will reduce the cost of the, you can say, minimal storages. It presents a novel architecture called Eminent, and here that is a one-step forecast of renewable energy generation for short-term horizons by incorporating an autoencoder with bidirectional long short-term memory. In short, we can be accurate more and more using this smart grid along with this AI approach. And second is incorporating predictive maintenance. How can we predict that turbine is now too old and it's needing a much more maintenance over there? That can also incorporate using this. Predictive analytics can take sensor data from a wind turbine into a motor wear out there or predict with a high degree of efficiency. Means what? We can actually come up with that particular predictive maintenance that this particular turbine needs more maintenance there, and then it would need that particular sort of maintenance within which duration as well. So we can incorporate using this. Third, predicting consumer demands. I mean, when there is a greater demand in the market, you can come to know that suppliers would have the chance to make up the things on floor efficiently done. And definitely towards the GDP of the nation across the whole globe to increase, it will also help. So how can we predict? It talks about the effective application of genetic algorithm, GA, and specifically in forecasting, electricity demand for small scale decentralized energy systems which are emerging in the smart grid context. I'm just telling this all in the context of this smart grid context, and here we can say that electricity and per hour wise the usage, winter weekends and the summer weekends, we can sort out the things. So here we had taken from the January to 17 data, so we can come up with the research that okay fine, this 3 can be still applicable to enrich the demands of the electricity. We can still use the renewables more and more in the variety using this particular smart grid towards this, deploying renewables increases power sector complexity and the need. So ultimately what do we need is electricity. Without electricity, without power, we are powerless. And we know that supreme power is the God. Natural ingredients supports us somewhere to maintain and sustain this, SDG goals. Right now, G20 international summits I had attended, and many more programs I'm doing. So I have already done research on cybersecurity as well. In 13, I had done a research on cybersecurity apart from this, and I had done a malware analysis based on the Iran nuclear plant diffused. That was a malware, and I talked just because that research is endless, and this research is gonna be for some years and years, because we have to deploy this smart grid for large scale systems, decentralized energy systems, yet we are working for only beginning level, and just because this is complex and the cost wise very high. So as an engineer, what's our duty is, engineer should not be a problem, because engineer believes in implementations and finding research solutions. So for my concept of this artificial intelligence, I also would like to morally say that recently I had delivered an international session on the NGO of India, and the host was from Malaysia, AI versus EI. So here it's not a full stop. Artificial intelligence versus emotional intelligence is still in the picture. And in the core idea of living standards and a successful life as a human, we all do know that without humanity, we are nothing. And because of this, how can we help these needy people, those who are having a lack of the electricity? Maximum villages of India, maximum villages of Africa, as well as some of the corners of the any of the continents of the world, where we have to still reach with a powerful sense to provide the electricity in a wonderful sense. So it is a start. It is a small scale decentralized energy system where we are looking for, and me and my friend are also trying to present using with this. Right now we are working with the that artificial intelligence has a 3 main sub branches, that NLP, RT and ML, neuro linguistic programming then robotics technology, and third is machine learning. So this is for machine learning approach. Over here we are doing machine learning based integrated feature selection approach, using feature selection approach for improved electricity demand forecasting in decentralized energy systems. So this is for ML domain, machine learning. Before many years I had developed an embedded software as well in 2010 as my final year Bachelor of Engineering project, ma'am. So at that time I had induced, and that research essence was there planted that time when I was a student. And this is a constant journey yet, that looking for this 3 domain IoT, Internet of Things nowadays, making more demands to be fulfilled with reaching more and more electricity generation through renewables. And this is why REs are exist, renewable energy exist. Renewable means we can still make it in another form, but it remains existed as it is with the original nature. So originality never goes far, we know that. And second thing is that using these 3 factors to reach, key points are this we have to cover. We are also looking that to reach with crowdsourcing, and we are also looking with this research to reach about not only crowdsourcing, but for blockchain and IoT, there will be a boom market for coming 20 years, 2 decades. So we can see the natural graph that without digital electronics and the communication engineering, we are handicapped. But at the same moment, without the softwares, and now why AI? That is the main question, that why AI? We are not intending to change our emotional intelligence. We are not telling anyone to be a robot. We are humans, and knowing this essentiality that as being a human, we have to use wisely, nicely, all the natural ingredients. We can see the environmental disturbance, global warming, because of the bad habits of the humans nowadays. And because of that, this is the last spark for all of us, that we have to wake up now. As ma'am said, wake up call for everyone, how to use this. So this is one of the solution to reach out the large scale in future. Thank you so much. I have, so any questions, laterally we can integrate for the further questions. Thank you so much once again.
And next, I would like to call up Dr. Leena Patel. She gave us Thank you for your poster presentation.
I would just like to give the names. Like father from India. Yo.
So we would also like to recognize for the Best Poster Presentation Award, Dr. Leena Patel.
Secondly, you can see this is a graph. We had one lady who is not here. She's from Iran, she's from London. She lives in London, but she's from Iran. That's it's for the poster presentation. She carried a poster from India all the way down, and she wrapped it up, and she was asking me, what do I do? I was giving every instruction, and you made it.
Imagine this is happening in front of her. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm speaking to Dr. Leena Patel today. She's come here all the way from India at the Global Research Conference 2022. Could you tell me what the most insightful thing that you learned today was?
The day was really inspiring, and I learned a lot of things, the global connections and global people, and it's an opportunity to meet different new positive mindsets. So it's a pleasure over here.
And how do you think you're going to apply what you've learned today in the future?
Definitely, I would love to visit again in London, and would like to explore the things around, and would like to enrich the aspirational, educational profits towards the youth empowerment as well.
Fabulous. And could you tell us the key points that you'd like the audience to take away from your talk today?
The simple message is that simplicity is the profound of the character, and today this kind of inspiring events are fruitful to, you can say, message towards that don't limit yourself, and you can explore yourself across the whole globe without any hesitations and limitations. Stay enlightened.